Hi, I'm Tim from Shape Cutter, and this is a story of change. Change is an interesting topic when it's the message that you're trying to sell. Now, the organisation called The Workshop in Wellington has done a fair bit of research on this topic, and I recommend you look at their resources. But here are some of the key points in a story to illustrate it. From the get-go, forget thinking you will change everybody on any particular issue. You will have those that are in the for camp and those that are in the against camp. Transport or climate change, whatever it may be, for and against. There are, although, a large majority in the middle that are persuadable with the right messaging, but it is how to frame and tell that message. To make the sports facility network in Southland more financially sustainable, we were trying to persuade communities to set up sports hubs, a proven model. But trying to persuade people that this model works and to change the way they operate has its challenges. In the rural township of Winton, a regrassing of a reserve was an opportunity to bring people together and introduce the idea. The first thing I wanted to do was try and open the audience up to this idea of change. To do this, I opened with this anecdote. After spending 25 years away from Southland and 18 of those living in Zurich, Switzerland, the middle of Europe, I was a little apprehensive about returning to Invercargill and its semi-rural setting. My kids grew up in the middle of a city which was a multicultural melting pot and really forward-thinking. There was fear of coming to a place which was conservative and resistant to new ideas, but I have to say my fears have been put to rest somewhat. I have met people here that are really open to new things, see the future that is not the same as the past, and willing to try the unknown. It has been so encouraging and has really made me feel hopeful. So this was my setup, telling them that I believed some of them in the audience were willing to change, and this was not lying. With this established, it was time to take the workshop's idea of selling the cake, presenting a scenario which is hard to turn down. Up went a drawing of the Winton Water Tower, surrounded by sports that these people represented, and other recreational activities. I then went on to say, imagine Winton and surrounding area as a place where everybody was able to participate in activities they wished to, that young people could move around freely. Access to participation had little or no barriers. Imagine facilities that were full of people and activity. Imagine clubs collaborating and helping each other, sharing resources and expertise. Imagine a world where you are not worried about maintenance on buildings, but actually coaching and playing the sports you love. Wouldn't you like that? That's hard to say no to, right? It gets people to imagine and buy into this possible future. It's the cake. And once you've sold this cake, you can introduce the barriers to getting it and a solution to overcome those. This motivated people from several clubs to create a working group that is now setting up a sport and recreation hub in Winton.